Hi, good afternoon, Colleen.
Good
Welcome to this week's
afternoon.
segment of Pastime from the Inside. It's a pleasure to have you here today. So, how has your day been so far?
Tiring, stressful, back to back school.
It's been busy.
Yeah.
So, on that note, let's take it back to when we were in quarantine. So, how did that quarantine affect you personally, seeing that your everyday life is normally this busy or not?
Well, to be honest, I thought that with the quarantine, I'm going into categories here, right? So in terms of school related, I thought that the quarantine would have meant less school, you're home, you're online, it's less stress and all of that. But clearly I was wrong because according to teachers, you're home, you're not doing anything, you have more work to do. So it was really more stressful for me. It had an impact on me, a big impact, which I did not expect at all, right? So teachers teachers would assume that you're home and they give all this work. And while you're home, you have to do chores for your parents and all of that for your parents to stay in your home and you ain't doing anything,
Yeah.
right? So that's how it affected me in school. In terms of my social life, everything is based on the technology now. So you're not really getting to see your friends. You don't really have that much freedom that you used to have before. So yeah.
So, it was kind of a stressful impact for you.
Yes, it was, to be very honest with you.
But I understand where you're coming from with parents thinking that, you're home, we have all the free time and you will, school is online, I understand where you're coming from. But it's actually really more stressful that way. So, what was your coping mechanism or um the new hobby or skill that you decided to learn to help ease everything around it?
Well, to be very honest with you, I had to adapt back to hobbies that I stopped before because I was bored at home. So things like singing, things like exercising, I used to be in Dragon Boat. Well, I still am, but Dragon Boat was closed down. So I was forced to go on YouTube, follow these exercising routines. I started yoga. When I said start, I started back bathing in the rain. I um what is it? Cooking was a big topic. Like, you can't go out for fast food, you can't go out for this and that. So me, trying to make a little doubles, trying to make a little KFC, Chinese style chicken, if you know what I mean. Trying to do all of that. And it was kind of because it was new to me, not cooking but making new things, it was new to me. You had some faulty parts in the kitchen and then you had to do it over and over. So yeah, I learned certain skills during the quarantine. So for example, I started to sew. Right? So I put myself on a mission. Hey, everything that have a hole in it, sew it. That was my mission. So let's use the mission again.
That's actually really good though, because one of the key parts, I did clothing and textiles in secondary school. So one of the key parts of learning that specific hobby or skill is practicing it a lot. So the fact that you went on that specific mission, okay, everything with a hole, I'm gonna do this with it. I'm gonna do that with it. And another thing that you could try with the sewing is you could try the embroidery because it's actually fun and it could decorate stuff like your jeans and stuff like that.
I try to yarn. When you have the yarn and you have the needles and
You
I
try to
tried
knit.
that. Yes.
That's
That was
actually very
failure.
fun too.
That was failure for me at first, but
Just
I
to
got,
be
at first, I have nothing to do at home. So, I failed, but I was forced to try again. So,
that's the spirit in order for us to keep it up. So would you say that was the motto throughout everything? Because you called a couple different things like cooking, sewing, singing, bathing in the rain. Because I think we're raining right now. So I'm keeping you back from your rain bath right now.
no, no, my mom is home. She's not letting me go in the rain. I do that when she's not home.
And she's not home, understood. So when you when you have all these different hobbies or skills that you're trying out, is that your motto throughout the whole thing? Like, keep going.
Well, not every day because what I also realized throughout the quarantine, I think plenty people was experiencing this a lack of money. So what I did was I started teaching online. So I tried with one student and whatever, one student went up to 15 students, right? So I said, you know what, I'm going to open up a lessons where I teach maths and Spanish from standard 4 straight up to forms 5. And I say, you know what, $50 a class. And you know, ever since then, I have been, I started something new. So this is one advantage for sure that quarantine gave. It forced me to make money. Because remember, people are getting laid off of work, right? Internet bill going up because everybody's using the internet now and parents struggling. And me, I told myself, you know what? I'm not going to depend on my parents anymore. I'm going to get my own stuff going, you know? And I realized that that's a hustle for everybody to get money. People in the trading, people got involved in pyramid schemes, which is the biggest laugh of all. But anyways, people got involved in the pyramid schemes and all that. And I was like, you know what? I have no money to start trading. I have no money to waste for pyramid scheme. Let me get my own money. And in teaching students, I learned how to have patience with students, the different teaching techniques with students. And yeah, that was my main advantage. I would like that's a big thing for me. That's a amazing. It was really actually amazing. Like making money and you know nobody telling you nothing. You know, it's just when I
It
started
has
like,
a
yeah, I
nice
want this.
feeling to it. Yeah,
Yes.
I understand completely. So, in terms of what inspired you, was it completely boredom or the fact that, okay, you just discussed the economic disadvantage? So, was it that mainly drove the learning new stuff or trying to make the money or stuff like that?
It has a bit of both. In terms of boredom, I try to do new things. In terms of wanting to get more stuff or buy more stuff, that's where the lessons came in. In terms of being independent, that's where me trying this new job or whatever came in. Because what happened to me, right? I was always a person who tried to base everything in Trinidad, right? And it's when my friend told me, hey, stop going online and researching things in Trinidad, try to go more out there. Is when I said, you know what? Let me start applying for a job here or try this online thing. Even in COVID, when I heard they're giving free courses online and all of that, I was like, you know what? Let me go on certain university websites in the US or Canada and try out these free courses. So you know, it kind of pushed me to go abroad instead of staying in Trinidad itself.
I love that perspective. I really do. I feel really inspired about that perspective because I heard a lot about the free courses and stuff. But one of the things I know that people are really concerned about is the internet security and stuff like that, the online security. How would you say your experience in terms of that aspect was?
It was good some days at the beginning. It was good, but when you know, you realize that a lot of people start to get on the internet. It became a little bit frustrating to me because you know, Wi-Fi problems, internet only sticking, it dropping, you're missing classes, and all of that. But what teachers realized was that you know, because people have different types of internet like digital play, blink, or whatever the case is, right? They started recording the classes. So there we got an advantage where we could go back to watch the classes when our internet is working well. But girl, to be honest, I do not know why online classes is way more stressful than physical school. Like I do not understand that at all.
Neither do I, but it just has a more frustrating. I guess it's because we're at home and mentally, our home is where our safe place is. So home is relaxed.
Yes, that
So
lazy
when we're at
setting.
home and we have the online, it's like, what are you doing to my brain? Your brain is confused. It's like work or relax.
Exactly, and then they have all these distractions online. I think it's the setting because when you go to school, right? When you go to school, your mind not really on a Netflix and chill, video chat with a friend, YouTube. But when you're home and you have internet and you have your laptop and you're in a bed or something like that, you're tempted to watch a little episode in the Netflix. You're tempted to watch a little movie. I think that's it. It happened to me a million and one times. Even when I'm falling asleep in the class, I don't understand how the class could be extra boring online than in school.
Yeah, I think also it promoted a lot of procrastination as well. Not in terms of just general, but school wise, it's a lot of because I have a lot of friends who's behind in assignments, who's watching shows and they have assignments piled up in the corner due and they're like, I'm not so sorry about that. I am not taking on those assignments and they are just watching their shows happy go lucky, no problem at all.
I tried that at first, but then I realized how much it affected me. So I was like, you know what? Let me do this assignment.
Yeah, it's a stress. I also have that issue. So some advice that you would give to people who, are having a stressful, not just quarantine, because as we know, we're no longer in quarantine, but on a general basis, people who are seeing school as stressful or have a lot of stuff to do and it's stressful for them. What would you give advice in terms of hobby wise to pick up a new hobby or trying something new? Because you tried a lot of different things. So what would be your advice to those people?
My advice, let's first start off with the school because I know a lot of people they are stressed with the pile of work, but also being in a luxurious setting. My advice is personally don't write a to-do list. That is just me. Because what people tend to do is they have to know how the mind is. When you write down a to-do list and you list all the things you have to do, you just watching that to-do list and get you stressed out. And you'll be like, oh my God, I have all of this to do. So my thing is have like a Monday to a Sunday to Saturday plan, and on Sunday, write down what you're going to accomplish in that day. Don't write down everything. Write down what you're going to accomplish Sunday. Write down what you're going to accomplish Monday, right? And that is the only thing you're going to accomplish on those days. In terms of people who are doing exams, like me, you you have to be realistic with yourself. You're not gonna sit down for 3 hours and just go book right through. Right? You're not because you're gonna zone out. Your brain is gonna cut off at a certain point in time, right? You have a certain attention span, right? So you study for an hour, you take 15 minutes break, right? But my thing is when you're taking a 15 minutes break, say like I'm sitting by a table doing my work. If I'm taking a 15 minutes break, do not sit down at that table and watch YouTube. Then you're changing your whole setting and you're changing your whole mindset. Get up, go in the toilet and watch all the YouTube and not have plenty of people go in the toilet with the phone. Or go in your gallery or whatever so that the setting will be different. So when you come back by the table, hey, your brain knows, hey, this is the place for work. That is my advice. And in terms of heavy subjects, write down all the topics, take it one topic at a time, start studying early. Keep students, start studying early because you don't want a month before the exam and they're rushing the whole 3 modules. It's madness. That's my advice there.
That's some really good advice. I especially like the part about not staying in the same place where you're doing your work to do your entertainment. And it's actually really true because I set up a table myself only recently. The rain is coming down hard. Let's see if we can wrap it up. Recently, I've discovered that sitting by a table creates a mindset. It really does because that's what we do when we're in school. So if you get a table or a specific place to sit and do your schoolwork, it creates that mindset that okay, this is the place for work and that's all. So I really like the advice that you gave of moving away to do the entertainment because it really could confuse your mind like that. So I really like that advice. And in terms of the hobbies, what could you advise?
In terms of the hobbies, find something new to do. And don't do that said hobby every day, because you're gonna get fed up, right? So I'm saying, get a list of different things that you want to do. Like I made a list, get a list of different things that you want to do, things I never did before, and try it out. There's not to say that, okay, I have never sewed before and I'm going to sew from Sunday to Saturday. You're going to get tired, right? You're going to get really tired. So try something new every day. Pick up a cookbook, especially when the parents buying all the groceries. You just waste up those groceries and try something new. They'll be grateful to have food on the table, right? Do that. Don't get catch. Don't do it when they're not. Don't do it when they're home. Because they go quarrel, right? But just do something new and just don't do it repeatedly because like you will get tired.
Thank you so much, Colleen. It's been a pleasure having you. It's been a lot. I thank you so much. You shared a lot, and I really enjoyed what you shared. I really enjoyed the different hobbies that you shared as well, because most people only got to do one, and you listed multiple, which I'm really, really taken aback by and impressed and inspired by because it's really good advice that you're giving as well. I thank you so much for your time here. The rain is coming down harder, so we need to wrap it up. So thank you so much
No
for
problem.
being here, and I'll see you again.
Of course. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.